Alright, it's time for round 7 of the 1974 F1-S-R series at Interlagos, the shorter version, not the super long version. This race is brought to you by Brazilian Alcool, the alternative fuel made from sugarcane. No, you're not supposed to drink it. At any rate, here come the cars down for the start. Nick Severin on the pole, not sure why he's trailing two cars leading up to the grid. If this were Formula One proper, they would probably give him some silly-ass penalty. Anyway, the view back from his car, looking at the cars forming up, you see Richard Toll directly behind him, and Dylan Yates on the right. Starting in second place would be Peter Blom, the points leader, and this race presented the opportunity for him to secure the championship if he finished well enough. Green light, and here come the cars towards the first turn. And Peter gets the jump on Nick and takes the lead into the first turn. Cars filing through these serpentine corners. Peter enjoying the clear view up front, a view that he's seen for most of this season, driving Ken Tyrrell's 007. So now this is the view from Nick's car running in second place, biding his time. Still a long way to go, 35-lap race. And in case you're wondering, it was a very clean start. There were no incidents back there, so no need to cut back to the others, at least not yet. And you can see all the other cars filing through as the track snakes back and forth. Now this is a little ways back, and this is Brian Janik doing battle with Joel Trombley in the Team Canada Brabham. Ooh, very close. Finally, Brian's able to make it stick. Now we're looking back from Brian's car to Joel, and coming onto the main straight here to complete lap number 1. Joel's not giving up, though. He's looking for any kind of room. Here come the cars through the start-finish area. Lots of tire smoke from people braking hard for that first corner. Here's Joel on the inside of the next corner, outside of the last one. Look at this, side by side. And both of them giving each other a very generous amount of room. Oh! Except for there. And there's Ace in the Marlboro McLaren right behind these two. He's got the $75 seat. And here we see his vantage point. They're still side by side. Unbelievable. Brian slips back in front for the moment. And there goes Joel back in front again, just on the inside of that corner. Here comes Brian again. This was a very eventful lap for these two, first few laps. Ace continuing to follow them. We see others coming through there. Paul M. Jones among them. Wes Rise, Peter Lang. It's amazing how many of these drivers were not in the F1-S-R series until this series came along. I guess word of mouth is a powerful advertising tool. So here is Joel coming down to complete lap 2, and he is slipstreaming off of Peter Lang. Into the first corner. More tire smoke. That's Wes Rise right in front of Peter Lang. And Joel has got a good toe coming onto this straightaway. He's going to try to take Peter on the inside here. You can tell Peter from his teammate Angelo, because Peter has got the green helmet honoring Pescarolo's helmet. So couldn't quite make that one stick, but Wes Rise slowing up a little bit here, and he's got another opportunity on the outside, but just doesn't work. And of course, here comes Brian Janik trying to capitalize. That's the nature of traffic at this track. It tends to accordion back and forth. Ace is still back there somewhere, but now basically Joel has to think about being attacked from behind and at the same time advancing his position up front. This is from Ace's car. Whoa! Oh! Not sure what happened there. Looks like it was a just a slide that got induced, and the correction may have been too much. I don't know. Anyway, this is lap 5, and we are looking at MG500 in the Chris Amon racing car, and he's overtaking, or trying to overtake, Tommy here. We haven't seen much of MG500 this season, so I figured before the season was out I would take a look, see what he was doing in this race, and this happened to be a really good race for him. He drove very, very well. Here he is following Tommy on board with his car. My two favorite colors, incidentally, light blue and orange. And there he goes, right by Tommy. Everything seems hunky-dory, but oops! Slow-mo was sitting right in the middle of the track, and there's really not much that MG could have done there, but lucky for him, oh goodness, Porks almost collects him, but he's able to continue on without much damage, it looks like. At least visually it doesn't look like it. Now this is a couple laps later, and this is Nicholas Cole in the Pinch Plant car, who I have to give a note of appreciation to, because he was instrumental in helping me get this replay together. Without his revised files for the background, this wouldn't have been possible, so thank you very much. And look at this, he's got a really, really spirited fight going here with Chris Bolin in the number 11 Ferrari. Passing on the outside. Excellent, excellent work. This is the view from Chris's car. Normala, normala. Coming through the backside of the course here. Chris following the Pinch Plant car. And of course, right behind him, we have Christian Bergman in his second outing for the Tyrrell team as the teammate to Peter Blum. Normally this car would be driven by Johnny Farmer, but he has been rather scarce this season. So here are all these three in really close company. This is a battle in the lower half of the top 10. Now we're on board with Christian Bergman. You can tell his car from Peter Blum's because Christian has got the white helmet and Peter's got the blue one. And look at this, down the inside of Chris Bolin takes the position. So it looks like the primary passing point in this race was that first corner. Now I'm going back to MG500, still running in the teens, but here he is taking Dale Ballweg, so he didn't let that unfortunate incident keep him down. He kept carving his way through the field. The view from Dale's car. Now this is on lap 12, and here's Brian Janik coming up to pass Paul M. Jones. Executes the pass, but unfortunately Paul taps him in the rear, sending Brian into the kitty litter. And Paul M., forever the gentleman, stops and waits. Whoa! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Waits for Brian Janik to get back on the track. And they continue on. Now, this is at the front of the field. Peter Blum leading still in the number 4 Tyrrell. Nick Severin closing up behind him. And these two ran relatively close for a good chunk of the race. This would be lap 12, I believe. Yes. So here's Nick stalking Peter. We're coming onto the... Oh, you can see there Peter had a bit of a slide on, which slowed him down. So now Nick has got a prime opportunity on the plate here to get the lead back. Coming down the inside, using the pit lane entrance, actually, as using all the road that they have. Down the inside. Oh, goodness, look at this. Peter fighting back. And and still stays on the inside, but Nick gets back in front. Great racing. Beautifully done. And Peter's staying right with him, keeping in the tow. So the view from Peter's car. This is flashing forward just a couple of laps, and you can see that they were getting by one of the shadows there. Oops! And that is it's Raymond Trombley, who's had some kind of off-course excursion, and that brief little distraction was just enough to give Peter another chance. And there he is, sliding through back into the lead again. So looking back now from Peter's car. Nick staying right with him. Tries the inside and gets it done. Back in front again. Peter trying to fight back in this section, but that's not really the best place in the world to pass. Now, this is a little bit later, around lap 18 or so. Peter coming down the inside in this instance, and Nick runs just a bit wide, which allows Peter to get through. But a little bit later, another opportunity for Nick surfaced, as Peter makes a very, very rare mistake. Running off onto the grass and into the kitty litter. I suppose it could happen to the best of us. So Peter gets back in the track and continues in second place. Now, unfortunately, there were pit stops and some other things that were going on, but I missed a bunch of them because of a computer error. My apologies. This is Dylan Yates, who led about 8 laps while the pit stops were taking place. And then when he finally took his pit stop, this put Nick Severin back into the lead again. And that off-course excursion that Peter had basically ensured that there would be a little bit of a gap, at least between Nick Severin and Peter, and that essentially gave the space that Nick needed to collect the win. Now, this is with 2 laps to go, and this is a fight that really was worth putting into this highlight reel. This is for 9th place, and it's between Paul M. Jones in the Shadow and Christian Bergman in the Tyrrell. These two had a battle royale towards the end here, and this is how we will finish this highlight reel. So Christian following Paul M. here, and they're coming down to the first turn again, the prime passing place. And look at this, he's checking him on the outside here. Oh, goodness. And look at that, Paul comes right back. Beautiful. Don Nichols probably jumping up and down in the pits right now. Another onboard shot. Actually, I believe this is the final lap, so this is for the... And then, oh no! Another off-course excursion for the Tyrrell team, which basically allows Paul to get back in front. And that's the way they would finish, coming to the line. Great final battle for these two coming to the line. So that is round 7. Coming up next is the final round, round 8, Solitude.